wonderful reunion there. Faith, great job with that report. Very busy time in your department, to say the least.
Lots of personal departments. I've got some extra busyness right now.
Yeah.
Sure you do.
New baby, Beryl,
all that.
Busy hurricane
All of the
season.
above.
Seems like everything has been threatening us. Geez, so far this year. So this is probably, you know, the hardiest system. Definitely is the biggest system so far this year. And it's a Category 4 Hurricane Beryl that we're watching. It's in the Caribbean Sea, 155 mile per hour winds, gusting up to 190 miles per hour. I'm looking at the satellite presentation on this. Does not look as good as it did yesterday. You look at the northern and western parts of the storm, it looks a little more ragged over there, and that is because it's starting to interact with some wind shear in the Caribbean, and this shear is going to be why the storm weakens as it approaches the Yucatan Peninsula. I've gotten a lot of questions. Well, how is it possible you can go from a Cat 5 to a tropical storm? And it's the shear that this is going to have to work through that's going to weaken the system. It's also ingesting some dust. You can see it. The dust around the storm, a little cocoon of moisture, but the spin is drawing in some dust to the storm. So we're going to see that also as a player with respect to weakening this thing en route to the Yucatan on Friday. It's going to cross the Yucatan the first half of Friday. The interaction with land also will serve as a weakening property for this storm. So by the time it gets to the Yucatan, a Category 1 over the Yucatan, then we're talking tropical storm force, and that's from the Hurricane Center. You see how the cone widens out some 500 miles north to south on this thing. So a lot of uncertainty there. And the current forecast, again, takes it on Friday afternoon as a tropical storm to Sunday afternoon, tropical storm force. 2 days time, 70 mile per hour winds. Again, we are in part of the cone, part of the coastal bend KIII viewing area, but there's a ton of uncertainty to come as this thing crosses the Yucatan. Between now and Friday, I think pretty good confidence in this thing moving right over the Yucatan. High pressure sitting just north of it's going to suppress any turning, but this high moves east. That opens up the avenue for a northward bend. The guidance, there's really two camps, one into South Texas and then another reliable group of models closer to Tampico. That's the European. The GFS is right in there. The forecast cone is kind of splitting the difference between those two camps. So what I'm looking at now is, okay, well, what happens if it goes on the northern side of the envelope? The north turn is going to mean more time over water, which would likely in turn, no pun intended, mean that the storm is stronger if it gets more to the north, more time over water there. If we see what the Europeans been advertising time and time and time again, last couple days, Europeans honing in right in there north of Tampico. If there isn't a turn, it's going to be way less time in the southwestern Gulf and would likely be a weaker system. So until I start seeing the congruency, the packed modeling, there's going to be uncertainty there, and it's just going to be tough. Time will tell. We still have 5, maybe 6 days to watch this. So right now, the way I'm thinking about it is, okay, alert on the South Texas Gulf Coast and in Mexico. It's time to be very alert and vigilant. It's not, though, time to act yet. We're not talking about a storm, if it comes to pass that it's a tropical storm into South Texas, that wouldn't be, you wouldn't be doing much. It would just kind of be riding it out. We wouldn't be evacuating or anything like that. But of course, intensity, track, all of that subject to change moving forward. So have your plan ready to go right now, but right now is not the time to act on it yet because of all of that uncertainty. The timing for us, Corpus Christi, the coastal bend, would probably be Sunday. If it's a little slower, takes its time moving north, it could be Monday, and that's if it comes our direction. So Sunday, Monday, keeping up with the current forecast because changes, they're going to be probable as we move forward. One thing for sure is going to be increased surf on area beaches, and that's regardless of the track. So we're going to see an uptick in the wave activity. Right now I've got us at 5 to 7 feet. 10 seconds on the period. So that's going to mean elevated rip current risk, higher than normal tides, coastal flooding likely. This weekend, we've got this weather impact alert. This is part of our new graphics and new weather branding, and it's for elevated surf right now, meaning you don't want to be in the water. It's not, though, necessarily for a direct impact. So that weather impact alert is for the coastal and surf conditions. Before all that happens, hot and humid for the 4th, and then again, closely watching the progression of Beryl as we head into the weekend, and we see how that storm evolves in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico.